my name is Andrea, welcome to my channel, and today I will go with you over a company that has been on my watch list for a while, and this company is Airtel Africa. It's a telecom provider from Africa. So before we go any further, I would like to inform you that I'm just a retail investor and I'm not a financial advisor nor financial expert, and this video is meant only for entertainment purposes only. All information in this video are based on the publicly available data and on my opinions. Please do your own research and consult with a financial professional before making any investment decisions. So Airtel Africa, I will start with a brief overview, then I will go through some financial data and dividends, and then I will give you my opinion what is pros to invest in this company and what are the cons. So Airtel Africa operates as a telecom provider in sub-Saharan Africa. They are listed on the London Stock Exchange. The market capitalization of this company is now 3.8 billion British pounds, and they pay the dividend 4.6. They have a dividend yield of 4.6%. As I said, this company has been on my watch list for a while, and I was short before buying here in March of 2024, but then I decided to put my capital in some other opportunities what I find more attractive at the time. And now when the company is heading again 100 p's, these are British p's, not the pounds, I start to be interested again, and therefore I decided to take a second look on this company. So what they are doing: they are the second largest telecom operator in Africa. They are operating in these states or region. They have 156 million mobile subscribers, 66 million data subscribers, what is like internet for home. And their second core business is Airtel Money. Airtel Money or mobile money, it's called mobile money. It's the way or the system how people transferring money in Africa, because only 50% of the population living in the states have a bank account, and 90% of the population, 90% of the transactions are still made in cash. This is a way how people can send money to each other. You only need to have a cell phone. It don't need to be a smartphone. You can do it also with old dumb phones. And you can think about it something like PayPal, very briefly said. So what is my investment thesis for the Airtel? The population in Africa is growing. They speak about addressable market, which are the people who are 15 years old or older, and they expected that the addressable population will increase of 76 million by end of the decade, and by 300 million in the 2050 in these regions they are operating in. And additionally to this, in these regions they are operating in, only 48% of the population have a SIM card, and from this 48%, only 42% are using smartphone. So there is a room for increasing their customer base, acquiring new customers, sell more services and more data. Additionally to this, they are providing this mobile money, which is the way how the people transferring money to each other, and they have a first mover advantage in the telecom space and also in mobile money space. So, and if we look what they achieved this year, the mobile services grow by 18%, mobile money by almost 30%. They slightly improved their margins. They are still investing in their infrastructure, and they have a debt, as we would expect from the telecom provider, but almost 90% of the debt is in the local currency. So the currency fluctuations, what is unfortunately in this region are strong fluctuations, they shouldn't have a big impact on their ability to paying this debt. They also increased their dividend for 9% in the last year, and they have a progressive dividend policy, which we come later to. So, if when I'm analyzing a company, I feel good and comfortable investing in boring, stable companies, and therefore I like to look free cash flow they are generating. And as we can see here, they was able to generate $1.4 billion of free cash flow, or the numbers listed here are in American dollars, if not stated otherwise, which is a decrease from the 1.6 billion they was able their last year. I have this data from their annual report. Their financial calendar is not the same as the calendar. So they was able to produce their financial annual report for the year 2024 before the end of the year 2024. So 1.4 billion, we will keep this number in mind. And if we look on a simple Wall Street, the analysts are projecting this will stay more or less flat. The second thing what I like to look at the companies is the debt, how much debt they have, and they define their net debt as total borrowings and leases. So this is 3.5 billion. And if we look only on borrowings, so excluding the leases, this is 2.3 billion, from which 1.4 billion is due within the 1 year. They also paid a dividend, 212 million, and before we also saw that they have a capital expenditure of approximately 300 million. So obviously they want to have a progressive dividend, so they will not cut it, but they will not generate enough free cash flow to pay this debt, what is due in the 1 year, so this means that they will need to refinance this debt, which I don't think is a big deal, because they can pay more than half of this debt with their free cash flow, and if they refinance the rest, they will be okay. So from the S&P 500, they have a BBB minus credit rating with stable outlook. So the balance sheet is not great, but it's okay. And as we know, the telecom companies are known for their stable cash flow, stable and predictable cash flow. So it's good enough for me. As I said earlier, they have a progressive dividend policy. They wanna raise their annual dividend by mid to high single digit each year. The current dividend yield is 4.6%, and here we can also see how the dividend was increasing during the past years. So the current dividend only make 21% of their free cash flow, so there is definitely room for growing their dividend. Analysts are also projecting that the dividend will be raised, and here we see the briefly overview. They are starting to pay their dividend only in 2019, so they have not a long history, but for now it looks good. So, and now we come to conclusion, pros and cons to invest in this company. So on the positive side, I see the growing population and growing wealth in Africa. So as more and more people will be able to afford a cell phone and a smartphone, the more services they will need, they will be able to sell. And also as more people will have their cell phone, the more common and standard in society it will get. So I'm thinking about this as a situation in Europe in end of the 90s and beginning of 2000s, where suddenly more and more people start buying and using the cell phones, and somehow it became the standard. And today, even if the financial situation gets tough in a household, the people will not cut on their internet and cell phone, they will cut on other expenses. The next positive thing as a dividend investor for me, it's a growing dividend. Dividend for me, it's not only additional cash flow I can add to my income. Dividend, I see the dividend as a demonstration of the management that they are comfortable with their financial situation and comfortable enough that they will improve their financial situation, and therefore they are committing to give this money on the shareholder. So this is why it's important for me to invest in the companies that they pay a stable dividend. And this dividend is definitely support with their balance sheet, which is not great, but it's okay. And with the stable cash flows coming from the telecom business, they can afford to invest in their future and paying the attractive dividend. As a cons, I see definitely the currency fluctuations in this region, especially in the Nigeria, what is one of their biggest market, which we could also see on this slide. So the decrease in the earnings was not driven that they sold less products or data, they actually sold more products, and also the mobile money transactions did increased. But this was caused due to a strong currency devaluation in Nigeria. The second cons I see here is that they are operating in the region what is considered as emerging markets, and the truth is that the big guys are the one who are moving the stock prices, so all the investment funds, and these investment funds, they have many rules which prevent them to invest in some kind of industries or some kind of the region, and many of them are not allowed to invest in emerging markets. So I don't think that we will see big investors piling in Airtel Africa anytime soon, but maybe I'm also wrong. To be honest with you, I also have no idea about the political situation in this region, so how stable this political situation in these regions are. But I think that Airtel is operating here for many years, are the second biggest telecom provider in Africa, so they definitely know how to deal with this kind of situations. But this is also something, if I decide to invest in this company, I don't know now, the position would be sized approximately to this risk, so I guess around 1% of my portfolio. In general, I like this idea to participate on this growth, what is happening now in Africa. I have on my radar again some other companies that are also priced very attractively now, so I'm not sure if I will invest in this company. If you guys want to stay updated on this topic, please let me know. And of course, this was not financial advice, just my personal opinion. So have a nice day and see you later. Bye.